So, James Moody, leading scientist, young person, all-around person who cares about climate change. Is it real? Is the science in?
Look, from my perspective, I think the science is in. But the whole point of science is that there's a broad spectrum of views. And the thing about science is it's actually in climate change science in particular, it's all about risk. And are we willing to tolerate the risk that we could lose the Great Barrier Reef? And even more, are we willing to tolerate the risk that we could actually get large extreme events occurring? Everything from hailstorms to flooding to cyclones. And are we willing to tolerate the risk that Australia could see the next Hurricane Katrina?
James, what does global warming actually mean?
Well, global warming means a couple of things. First of all, it does mean that the average temperature is going up. But it's not just about that. What happens is that you get the extremes, the cold events, the hot events, the extreme weather events, they become more extreme and maybe more frequent as well. And so global warming and climate change, and this is why we use the word climate change, is it's not just about the average, it's about the extremes as well. Look, I am concerned about extreme weather. I think we've seen, if you look at the last 20 big extreme events in Australia, 19 out of those 20 over the last 20 years were weather related. So I think we do have a big issue with extreme weather. We've got issues with climate change potentially making that extreme weather even more extreme, and we have to do something about it.
Extreme weather, young people, what should people do to respond to this challenge?
Well, look, there's a lot of things you could do. It's everything from emergency volunteering, which is actually going out there and helping to rebuild communities in which you live, to helping to rebuild those communities in an environmentally sensible and a green way, to actually looking at prevention. What can you do to stop the impacts of extreme weather in the first place?
Young people are absolutely concerned about climate change. How can they begin to participate on the ground in terms of extreme weather events?
So young people can do everything from helping to prepare against extreme weather events, look around you and say, what could actually occur in an extreme weather event, what isn't secure, what isn't actually in place, to helping to prepare and helping to take and rebuild green and make sure that we can actually both prevent climate change and at the same time help the community.
Gen Y has a social conscience. Do you think this generation of young people actually cares?
Look, I do believe that Gen Y has a social conscience. I think everybody has a social conscience because it's all about our relationship with the people around us. And I think one of the things that when societies do experience extreme events, when they experience hardship, then one of the things that we do is we band together.